Let me ask y'all something right quick. Have you ever been in a room full of people, music playing, drinks pouring, folks mingling, and your eyes lock on that one person? And I mean the person, the kind that makes your heart stutter like a bad Wi-Fi signal. You're thinking, oh yeah, I gotta talk to them. I need to get their attention. But here's the problem, so does everybody else. See, in today's world, we are drowning in distractions. Social media, work, stress, exes still liking your Instagram posts. It's wild out here. So getting someone's attention isn't just about looking good. That's just the start. You gotta show up, you gotta stand out, you gotta connect, and most importantly, you gotta be about something. Getting a partner's attention isn't about games, it's about knowing who you are and understanding how to bring that real, authentic self to the table in a way that makes somebody stop and say, now that, let's be honest, we've all tried the wrong ways. Maybe you played it too cool and ended up in the friend zone. Maybe you came on too strong and scared them off. Or maybe you didn't even shoot your shot and now you're sitting at home thinking about what could have been. Well, we're not doing that anymore. Today we're diving deep into the 9 real, unfiltered, no-nonsense ways to get a partner's attention. These ain't tips from a dating app, these are real-life truths. And they're coming from someone who's seen love bloom, crash, and rise again like a phoenix with a vengeance. So get your notes out, get your heart right, and let's talk. 1, look the part. Let's just get this one out the way. Attraction matters. Now, hold on. I ain't saying you need to look like you just walked off a runway in Milan, but let's be real with ourselves. People notice effort. People respect presentation, and looking the part is about more than how you dress. It's about how you carry yourself. You don't need to be the most attractive person in the room, but if you're clean, confident, and smelling good, baby, you in the top 5 immediately. You ever seen someone walk into a room and they just got it? That energy, that presence? You can't help but look. That's what looking the part is about. Men, trim the beard, get that line up. Wear a shirt that fits. You ain't gotta break the bank, but stop wearing basketball shorts to a date, my guy. Ladies rock what makes you feel unstoppable. That one outfit that hugs you in all the right places. That scent that makes people turn heads when you walk by? Yeah, that. Looking the part says, I take myself seriously. It says, I respect myself enough to show up right. And when you do that, other people have to respect you too. 2, be confident, not cocky. Now let's not get it twisted. Confidence is sexy. Cockiness? That's a turn off faster than bad breath and loud chewing combined. Confidence says, I know who I am. Cockiness says, I think I'm better than you. See the difference? Confidence walks into a room and says, I belong here. Cockiness walks in and says, y'all lucky I showed up. People don't want perfection, they want real. They want someone who knows what they're about, who ain't afraid to laugh at themselves, who isn't shook when someone else shines too. The key, own your strengths without putting other people down. Believe in your value, even if you're still working on yourself. Nobody has it all figured out. But acting like you do, that's where you lose people. Confidence is quiet. Confidence listens. Confidence doesn't need applause. Cockiness, that's just insecurity wearing sunglasses. So if you want to get someone's attention, walk tall, speak clearly, smile like you mean it, but don't act like you're God's gift to earth. Unless you're ready to back that up with some serious humility. 3. Know what you bring to the table. Let me break something down. If you don't know your value, you'll settle for someone who doesn't either. You can't just be out here trying to get someone if you don't know what you're offering. And I'm not just talking about looks or money. I'm talking about you, your time, your peace, your dreams, your loyalty. That's currency, and it's valuable. So take a moment and ask yourself, what do I bring to the table? Can I hold a conversation? Can I support someone emotionally? Can I be someone's peace in a chaotic world? Because let me tell you, a lot of folks look good but bring drama. A lot of people can flirt but can't love right. Attention might get you in the door, but value, that's what keeps you in the room. And here's the twist. You don't just need to know what you bring to the table. You need to make sure the other person is bringing something too. Love ain't a one-way street. If you're showing up with honesty, faithfulness, and growth, don't settle for crumbs. You want to get someone's attention? Show them that you're not just looking for a partner, you are one. 4, use your sense of humor. Listen, the world is heavy enough. Bills, news, gas prices. So if you can make someone laugh, you're already ahead of the game. Laughter is intimacy in disguise. When someone makes you laugh, you let your guard down, you relax, you open up, and that right there, that's connection. You don't have to be a stand-up comic, but you should be able to find the funny in life. Be playful, be witty, know how to laugh at yourself. Nobody wants to date a robot. Nobody wants to sit across the table from someone who takes themselves so seriously they can't even smile when the bread falls off the table. Be the kind of person who can turn a boring Tuesday night into a comedy special. And if you don't know how to be funny, that's cool. Just be light, be warm, be someone people feel good around. Because when you make someone feel something good, they won't forget you. 5, master the art of the approach. All right, this one right here, this separates the amateurs from the pros. Approaching someone isn't about a pickup line. It's about presence. It's about confidence and timing and respect. You don't need to come up with the smoothest line in history. Just be genuine. Try something like, hey, I saw you from across the room and just had to come say hi. You've got great energy. Simple, direct. The approach is all about reading the room. Eye contact, body language. Is the person open to talking, or are they giving leave me alone vibes? Be aware. And if you get rejected, take it like a champ. Don't get bitter. Don't call them names. That ain't it. Just smile, say thanks anyway, and keep it moving. Because the truth is, sometimes it's not about you. Sometimes they're in a relationship, or not in the mood, or just not feeling it. Either way, how you handle that moment says a lot more than any line ever could. 6, be a good listener and actually listen. You ever been talking to someone and you can just tell they're waiting for their turn to talk? Yeah, that's the fastest way to lose somebody's interest. Being a good listener is a superpower. When someone feels heard, they feel valued. When you lean in, make eye contact, and ask real questions, that's intimacy right there. Don't just listen to respond. Listen to understand. Ask follow-up questions. Remember what they said. Bring it up later. Hey, you mentioned your sister was having surgery. How did that go? That right there, that's attention to detail. That's emotional intelligence. And let's be clear, everybody wants to be seen. Everybody wants to feel like they matter. When you listen well, you're saying, I see you, I hear you, you matter. You don't need expensive gifts or grand gestures to win someone over. Sometimes just listening is enough. 7, show consistency, not convenience. Let me hit y'all with this truth bomb. Consistency beats charm every time. Anybody can send flowers once. Anybody can be sweet for a week. But if you really want to get and keep someone's attention, be consistent. Text back, show up, follow through. Don't be hot one day and cold the next. Don't disappear for 3 days and then pop up like, hey, stranger. Nah, we grown. That ain't cute anymore. Consistency builds trust. Trust builds connection. Connection builds love. If you're serious, act like it. Show up even when it's inconvenient. Be kind even when you're tired. Communicate even when it's hard. Because that's what separates the maybe from the definitely. 8, don't communicate with purpose. Words matter. If you want to get someone's attention, you need to know how to speak from the heart, not just slick talk, real talk. Don't play games, don't ghost, don't breadcrumb. Say what you mean and mean what you say. If you like someone, tell them. If you're not ready for a relationship, be honest. If you're unsure, say that too. People respect clarity. And here's the kicker. Your body language, tone, and timing, they all matter too. Be direct, but be kind. Be honest, but be thoughtful. Don't just speak to be heard, speak to connect. Because real communication, that's magnetic. 9, keep the mystery alive. Now this one might sound a little old school, but trust me, it still hits. Don't give everything away at once. Keep a little mystery, a little allure, a little what else is there to this person. And that doesn't mean being distant or playing games. It means having layers, dreams, passions, hobbies, a life outside the relationship. You want someone to stay curious about you, to keep discovering new things about you, even years in. Leave room for wonder. Let them feel like they've just scratched the surface. Because attention isn't just about the start, it's about staying interesting over time. Conclusion. Look, at the end of the day, getting a partner's attention isn't about tricks or tactics. It's about showing up as your best self. It's about authenticity, effort, and heart. You want love? Be lovable. You want respect? Be respectable. You want someone to notice you? Start by noticing yourself. Because when you walk in purpose, when you walk in confidence, when you walk in truth, you won't just get attention, you'll get the right attention. So here's what I want you to do. Get real with yourself. Sharpen your edges. Heal what's broken. And go out there and be someone worth noticing. Because someone out there is waiting on a love that looks like you. Don't keep them waiting. Let's get real for a second. Getting a partner's attention in today's world is a full-time job, all right? It's no longer just about a cute smile or some smooth lines. It's about energy, effort, presence, and a little bit of strategy. We live in a time where everybody's got options, attention spans are short, and patience is even shorter. You gotta come correct, be real, and still stand out in a sea of distractions, filters, and fake vibes. If you're single and out there trying to find someone who actually sees you, not just glances over your profile picture or reacts to your story with a heart emoji, you gotta move different. Getting someone's attention these days is about connection, real connection, the kind that makes them put their phone down and listen to you, the kind that makes them want to stay up late talking, the kind that pulls them toward you even when the room is crowded and noisy. And this is where most people go wrong. They either try too hard or not at all. They either do the absolute most, coming off desperate or fake, or they stay in the shadows thinking their soulmate is just gonna magically notice them sipping coffee and minding their business. Newsflash, life don't work like that. Attention has to be earned, and you earn it by being intentional. Let's start with the first one, looking the part. Now, I know people like to say it's what's on the inside that counts, and they're right. But let's not lie to ourselves. It's the outside that gets noticed first. That doesn't mean you have to be a model or wear designer clothes. It means showing effort, cleanliness, style that reflects who you are. When you put time into how you look, you're sending a message that says, I care. I care about how I show up in the world. I care enough to try. You ever walk into a place and see someone who just looks put together, not necessarily flashy, but neat, confident, walking like they know they belong? That's attractive. That's magnetic. That's someone you notice. Looking the part means knowing your own flavor and owning it. It means choosing clothes that fit, not just your body, but your spirit. It means grooming yourself in a way that makes you feel good about you, not to impress anybody else, but because you know your energy hits different when you feel sharp. People pick up on that. They don't just see how you look, they feel how you feel about yourself. Now, once you've nailed the appearance, what's next? Confidence. The kind that makes someone say, "Who is that?" But here's where a lot of people mess up. They confuse confidence with cockiness. Let me be clear. Cockiness is loud, but confidence is solid. It doesn't need to announce itself. It's the quiet assurance of knowing who you are and being good with it. Confidence doesn't mean thinking you're better than anyone. It means knowing you don't have to compete with anyone. It's walking into a room and not needing to dominate it because your energy already speaks loud enough. A confident person doesn't chase attention, they attract it simply by being themselves without apology. But if confidence is the vehicle, then knowing what you bring to the table is the fuel. Because listen, if you don't see your own worth, you'll start begging for discounts on your value. Knowing what you bring to the table means understanding your emotional intelligence, your integrity, your loyalty, your dreams, your humor, your patience, your hustle. It means you can say to someone, "I'm not perfect, but I'm whole and I'm bringing something real." That's powerful, that's rare, and that's the kind of energy that makes people lean in. You want to get their attention? Show them you're not just here to take up space in their life. You're here to add something. And now we got to talk about humor. Because if you can make someone laugh, you can make them stay. Life is hard. People are stressed, tired, burnt out. So when someone comes along and brings joy, that's gold. Humor isn't just about being funny. It's about having perspective. It's the ability to not take yourself too seriously. It's the way you make someone feel when they're around you. Light, safe, relaxed. You don't have to be a stand-up comedian. But if you can see the funny side of life, if you can find laughter in the ordinary, you become someone people want to be around. Laughter builds connection. It builds comfort. It says, "I get you." And let me tell you something, people remember how you made them feel. If you can make someone laugh when they were having a rough day, you will be the highlight of their week. That's attention that sticks. But all the confidence and laughter in the world won't help if you don't know how to approach someone with respect and authenticity. The approach is your introduction. It's the first impression. And it's not about having a slick line or a rehearsed speech. It's about reading the moment. It's about being present enough to notice someone's vibe and bold enough to say, "Hey, I noticed you and I'd like to know more." You don't have to be overly charming. You just have to be real. Be kind, be direct, be respectful. Don't walk up like you're doing them a favor. Approach like you're meeting an equal. And if it doesn't go how you hoped, respect the answer and keep your dignity. The way you handle rejection says more about you than any line ever could. Now let's go deeper, being a good listener. You want to blow somebody's mind? Really listen to them. Ask questions and actually care about the answers. Follow up on things they said days ago. Make them feel heard. That is a rare gift and people don't forget it. Listening is love in action. It's attention in its purest form. Because in a world where everyone's shouting to be heard, someone who's willing to sit back and hear you, that's a magnet right there. Now, what separates a vibe from a foundation? Consistency. Anyone can show up once. Anyone can be nice on a first date. But can you be the same person tomorrow, next week, when life gets busy or stressful? Consistency is attractive because it builds trust, and trust is what makes people lean in and stay close. It's showing up when you said you would. It's texting when you said you'd call. It's doing the little things over and over until they know they can count on you. That's attention that turns into respect. That's respect that turns into admiration. And that's the road to something real. But let's not forget one of the most powerful tools you've got, communication. Not just talking, but honest, clear, respectful communication. Say what you mean, ask for what you need. Be vulnerable, be direct, be brave. Don't play games, don't expect someone to read your mind. If you like them, say it. If you're not ready, own it. If you're confused, talk it through. That kind of honesty, that gets people's attention because it's rare. Most folks are used to mixed signals and ghosting and wishy-washy mess. So when someone shows up with clarity, that hits different. That makes people feel safe. Finally, let's talk about mystery. Not in a manipulative, let me keep them guessing kind of way, but in the sense of depth. Keep a little mystery alive. Don't spill your whole life story in the first 10 minutes. Let people discover you over time. Let them be intrigued by your layers. Let them see that there's more to you than what's on the surface. That doesn't mean being closed off, it means being deep. Having passions, dreams, a life outside the relationship, something that makes them want to keep learning you. Attention comes easy when there's curiosity, so give them something worth exploring. Because when it's all said and done, getting a partner's attention is about showing up in your fullest, truest form. It's not about tricks. It's not about pretending. It's about being the kind of person that makes people say, wow, I need more of that energy in my life. You want someone to notice you? Be someone worth noticing. Be kind, be present, be bold, and most importantly, be yourself, because the right person will never overlook the real you.